Hello, sweet people. It's Tuesday, and this is a little different layout. I just kind of randomly pulled a picture that I've had on my phone forever, and it is about my daughter's friend Caitlin. She did cheerleading with her in high school, and seriously, Caitlin has the biggest cat I've ever seen in my life. So this cat's name was Oreo, and I'm not even kidding. This cat had to weigh 25 pounds. I mean, it was huge. Huge, massive cat. And I'm showing you a lot of my process that I did that I end up scrapping. Literally, I end up taking a bunch of this off and throwing it in the trash because I was not happy with it. And so this video is kind of long, but I wanted you to see that, you know, I mean, everybody's like, well, it's so quick, it's so easy. But every once in a while, as much as I scrapbook and do this, and as fluid as people think it goes, it doesn't always go that fluid. So I go to all this trouble. Well, it's not trouble, it's therapy. But I go to all this work to put that yellow paper. I kind of sprayed it with some Lindsay Stamp Gang, and you saw me use the gesso, and it's a heavy duty gesso, which that brand's not even my favorite. So I went to all this work, and I get pretty, you know, like, I get pretty much through most of it, and then I decide I'm so unhappy with it that I'm gonna pitch a bunch of it and just keep that center, like the layer around the picture. And so you too can mess up your entire scrapbook layout, and part of it was this stamping right here. You can mess that up, and then you can go back and fix it. And so don't be discouraged. You can always print another picture. You can always decide on a different background. I mean, it's just scrapbooking. So as wonderful as it is, there are days that you're just off, and this was one of those days. I liked the embellishment that I have up there at the top, and the background paper that's Studio Calico, that's like the arrows. I don't end up using that part of the Heidi Swap file folder, I don't think. I think I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to. But I think it was the gray hearts, and I don't know. I mean, in video it looks okay, but in person it looked terrible. Especially those gray hearts. And I think I went with the gray because it matched the Studio Calico paper that has the arrows. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. So you're going to see me pull it apart very shortly. Some of the things I did end up using, I think I switched out that background, that yellow piece that has the gesso and the ink sprayed on it. I think I replaced that with a Recollections paper pad called Portobello Road, and that is a very country, like seriously, like cowboy is on the front kind of paper, but it was a very soft cream and yellow, and I think that's what drew me to it. And honestly, I got that paper pad because it reminded me of growing up in the country and Ashley, and just an easier, like, lifestyle than what I live now, which is very hectic. And so it's not that much that it's my style, but it's very reminiscent to an easier life that I wish I had. So maybe that's TMI. I don't know. But I did use that to replace that yellow that is gessoed and sprayed in the background. And then some of the tiny text that you see is by Cosmo Cricket. And one is called Life Story and one is called Love. And I will transfer the majority of this over to the other paper, and you'll see how that happens. The Daily Flash is where I got some of the die cuts, and the ribbon, the banner that has the little ribbon on it is Maggie Holmes. It's one of her new ones. I think that's Open Book. I think it's her newest one. And I think the October Afternoon Daily Flash snap caps are, that line is snapshots. Let's see, what else? I did end up pulling in some of my Mod Podge melts as well. And I've been trying to dig into those and my homemade ribbon bows whenever I can lately. And the wood veneer here are the little birds. I want to say those are Studio Calico, I think. I think so. But I think this is probably the point where I go, I don't really like this. I need to journal on it, but the hearts, the little gray stamped hearts are driving me nuts. The background looks kind of dirty with the spray ink, because I just really, literally just spritzed it. And that works on some papers, but it did not work on this paper. So, here is the new paper that I pulled, and I actually did replace that background that was the Studio Calico too, which I should have known that. I've got the paper pad or the layout sitting next to me, but of course I'm not looking at it. And okay, so the gray background is the Portobello Road, and then I think Snippets, the Snippets line by Studio Calico is this paper I'm working with right here. And I have to use my tweezers because I've got these gel nails and they're so thick I can't do anything with them. It's like I'm handicapped now. It's the oddest thing ever. So you'll see I used some of my clusters that I pulled off that first layout, and you'll see me kind of place them in a different place on this background. And I really like how this turned out. Now I was super happy with it. The journaling goes on the tag that I'm working on here, and I'll add some of those Mod Podge melts around that cluster at the top, as well as some freckled fawn elements, which one is like a wood veneer that says amazing, and an ampersand, an arrow, and a large acrylic arrow. So that's how I end up saving the layout. And honestly, thank goodness I did, because I hated it before and I love this. So huge difference. So you know, you can always save things even though you don't think you can. And I will wrap it up with a couple of drops of the carbon black ink from Liquitex, and that's a permanent ink that I really, really love. And sometimes that will leave a little halo around its drip, but it didn't do too bad on this paper. So that kind of wraps it up. I hope you appreciated the share, and I'm sorry if you didn't because it took so long. But I did want to include the fact that I totally changed the background, because, you know, there are tons of options in life. Don't limit yourself and be miserable with your page if you can rip it apart and change it up. This one was definitely savable. Some of them aren't. Some of them go seriously like right in the trash. But I share every page, good or bad, and had I kept that one as unhappy as I was with it, I would have shared it with you as well, because, you know, imperfection makes us human, right? Can't be happy with everything. There has to be a balance in life. So You can see some of the Mod Podge melts with the little flowers and the bow. And I always have trouble getting any kind of splatters off of a paintbrush. I don't know what that is. But I ended up getting lucky with my little dropper, which normally does not work out for me. It usually makes a big splat. So there will be close-ups at the end and information on how you can find me on other venues like Insta and my blog, which I need to blog more, and you know, my Facebook page or group, and that sort of thing. So thumbs up if you like it, and tell your friends if they scrapbook to join us and to play on my Facebook page. And I appreciate you, and I will talk to you later. So ta-ta for now. Bye.